Hi everyone, welcome to Jay's Techie Crown. Today we are going to see about the US immigration DS-160 form filling. So today I'm going to discuss in detail about the what are all the common mistakes that people used to make while filling the DS-160 and how to avoid all these mistakes. Before I start, let me give you an overview about what is DS-160. DS-160 is an electronically submitted non-immigrant application form for temporary travel to United States. You should furnish clear and correct information while submitting this form. Come, let us get into the video to see how to fill this form. This is the DS-160 launch page. Here, I am going to explain you about how to fill the form DS-160 and what are all the common mistakes that we need to avoid while filling the form. The first page would be the personal information page. So before you start filling the personal information page, make sure you have your passport handy. The first information you have to fill is your name. So mention your first and last name as given in the passport, and mention does not apply for the full name in native alphabet. Then if you have any other names used, mention the other names as, otherwise mention it as no, and generally telecode name will be mentioned as no. So select the sex appropriately, male or female, and the marital status. Also the date of birth and the country or region of birth, mention it accordingly, and the nationality. So these are the common informations that we used to fill in all the forms. So try to furnish the same details here as per your passport information. And in case if you have a permanent resident of a country, most people used to have a permanent resident with Canada or Australia. In case if you have any permanent resident, try to mention it as yes or no. And national identification number. If you have any national identification number with either Canada or with Australia or with India, try to mention the national identification number. And you should furnish the US social security number. Hopefully people who are already in US, when you're trying to fill the form, either you should mention your social security number or your tax ID number. Then coming to the home address, most people used to mention the native address of their country of origin, but instead try to mention your US home address. So most people used to make this common mistake. So try to mention your home address as your current US address. In case people who are filling this form for the first time and who have not come to US already, they can mention your origin of country address. Same way, mention your primary phone number. In case of persons who are already in US, mention your US contact number and your email address. So the email address is very important because once after submitting this DS-160 form, you will be receiving your DS-160 confirmation page in the specified email address. So make sure you are giving this correct email address over here. Also, once after your visa interview, you will be getting information or updates about your passport picket to this email address. So make sure you give the correct and appropriate email address. Next part would be the social media presence. So most people are nowadays using the Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you have account in any of these social media, try to copy paste the link. So add as much as media information over here and then give the link so that when somebody clicks on the link, it should directly take them to their account page or account information. So try to mention your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn in case if you have accounts in any of the social media. In case if you have used any other additional social media in the last 5 years, then try to mention them. If you select yes, then it will ask you for the information. So you can add the information over here. Coming to the next part would be the your passport information. So you can mention your travel document type, travel document number, which is nothing but your passport number and country that issued the passport and the city and the issuance date and the expiration date. Also, in case if you have ever lost a passport, you can mention the details. Otherwise, you can mention it as no. The next page would be the travel information. Here we have to furnish the travel information details. Come, let's get into the detail. So the first one would be the purpose of the trip to US. If you are a temporary worker on H1B, then mention as temporary worker and specify specialty occupation as H1B. And in case of different visas, try to mention the visa types. And here comes the application receipt or petition number, which is nothing but the recently approved I-797 petition number. And if you have made any specific travel plans, you can mention it as yes. If not, you can mention it as no. Generally, once after the visa interview is done, you should try to mention your date of arrival. So this is nothing but your date of arrival from the country of visa interview and to US. For example, if you're taken an interview in India, then you should specify the date from which you are trying to start from India to reach US. So you should have to mention the internal date of arrival and internal length of stay in US. Once after reaching US, if you plan to stay for next 1 or 2 years, you can mention the internal length of stay in US and the address where you will stay in US, which is nothing but your physical address, which is mentioned in your driving license. In case if people are traveling for the first time, they can mention their temporary address. The next part would be the other persons traveling with you. In case if you're traveling with your spouse and children, try to mention all the details over here. If you're traveling as single, then mention it as no. Then next comes your previous travel history. So you can mention your previous travel history over here. If you have been ever to US, you can mention it here. For example, if you have already been in US and traveling for your visa interview, either to India or to a different country for stamping, then you can mention as yes and the other informations over here. Date arrived, the length of stay, and your driving license number and the state where you have got the license, and have you been issued a US visa. Suppose if you're going for the second or third time of stamping, then if you have already been issued a visa, then you can mention the visa details with the visa number and where you have applied. So all this information should be appropriately furnished. So take your time and mention the correct information. Do not give any wrong information at any place of this previous travel history. This is the most common mistake people used to make. The important thing people here has to consider is, have you ever been refused a visa or have been refused admission to the United States or withdrawn your application for admission at the port of entry? Try to collect all your previous application processing denial history and then mention your information appropriately. The next page would be the US contact information. So make sure you give the contact person name appropriately, organization name in the US, relationship to you, and your US contact address. It should be your office address. So you should mention your employer office address over here. Your US contact address should be your current location or your place of work where you are currently working. Most people used to make a mistake of mentioning the information or address of the employer. It's not the employer's address, it is your current work location address. Next comes the US point of contact information. So please make sure you give the contact information of your person who can respond to the visa officer in case of any questions raised by the consulate. So always give the contact person information of your reporting manager. In case if you have a reporting manager in the current organization, you can mention the same. If not, you can mention your client or somebody's email ID so that they can able to respond appropriately within 1 or 2 days for any questions raised. And you can mention the organization name in the US and relationship to you. So either if he's a reporting manager or if he's a client manager, or you have to mention the relationship to you. And the US contact address, it should be the address of the person whom you are mentioning over here, and the phone number and the email ID. Make sure this email ID is correct so that it can be reached for any questions. Next comes the family information. So in this family informations, you are going to mention the father's name, mother's information, and then your spouse information. And they will be asking about whether you have any relatives in US. So if you have any relatives in US, you can mention the same and then furnish the details. In case if you don't have any immediate relatives, you can mention it as no. Then here comes your work and education information. So you can mention your current work details, means current employer and employer informations with the address and the start date with the phone number, and you can mention your brief roles and responsibilities. So try to mention your roles and responsibilities in less than 5 lines. Similarly, your previous work informations, you can capture these informations from your experience certificates provided by your previous employers. So mention all your previous work informations and your previous education information. If you have completed your masters, mention your masters information followed by your bachelor's information. Also, it is essential that you should mention your higher secondary and your state or metric informations. Most people used to skip their higher secondary or metric information. So always avoid this mistake. Please try to mention your higher secondary information as well. Then here comes the additional information. If you have a clan, if you belong to a clan or tribe, you can mention the information and the languages known. If you know different languages, you can mention the same. Have you traveled to any countries within the last 5 years? If so, mention the details and mention all the other details given here. In case if you ever served in military, so mostly all these questions will be mentioned as no. In certain special cases, certain people will have to answer as yes if it is applicable. Then security and background information. So this page will be full of no's. So mostly everybody has to select no. In case if anything applies to you, then you can select yes. The next page would be the temporary work visa information. Here comes the application or petition number. As mentioned before, here you have to mention your form I-797 recently approved petition number and the name of the person or company who filed the petition, which is nothing but the employer who filed petition on behalf of you. The next one would be where do you intend to work. So it should be the address mentioned in your LCA. In case if your employer address and the address mentioned in your LCA are same, then use the same. Otherwise, mention the address where you are currently working. And then your contact number with the monthly income in USD. The last one would be the local information. If you are trying to appear for the visa interview in either Hyderabad or in Chennai, then try to mention your current location where you will be submitting your application. Then click on sign and submit. So once you click on sign and submit, it will ask you for the e-signature with all these informations. So fill on all this information and then sign and submit the applications. So once you do the sign and submit application, you will receive the DS-160 confirmation page in the email ID given or submitting the form. So while appearing for the interview, you have to carry your DS-160 confirmation page along with your passport. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe our channel for more videos. Thank you very much.